So I've now seen Insidious Out of the Further, not Out the Furnace. That for some reason I had in my head that's what it was called. I like these films. I've seen all of them bar the Red Door, not for any particular reason. I just didn't get a chance to see it. I own it. I will get to it. Overall, I like these films. These films are fun. I don't think they're like anything great or sensational, but they're fun, spooky times with kind of like endearing characters that I can engage with, particularly the chapters 1 and 2. And I enjoyed Out the Further. This was a fun film. I feel this is a nice inclusion in the Insidious films. The film, I don't know who wrote and directed this film. I can't recall the person behind this film. I know it's not Lee Winnell or James Wan, or Patrick Wilson. But overall, I think like the film is a very fun inclusion within the Insidious films. I think there's a lot of heart in this one. I'm going to be talking spoilers, by the way, so if you want to avoid spoilers, leave. But the film has quite an emotional core to it. It's not just simply haunted house spookiness. Although there is that in this film, I think the film leans a lot more in the lore of the Further and of just, if you know the Insidious films and know what they're about, it's kind of leans into that. The film is led by Amelia Eve, who I know through Haunting a Bly Manor, who I really like in that show, and I think that helps. It's well known who she is, but she's also very good in this film. The film opens with quite a intensely emotional moment where we're in like 1999 and we see young Amelia Eve witness the apparent suicide of her mother, and then with the door shutting and everything, and then it is a genuinely emotional thing, and I think that's one thing this film does very well, is it lands the emotion without being like, it's not trauma porn or anything. It's not trying to be too like, look how intense it is. This film still knows exactly what it is. It knows it's an Insidious film with like ghouly ghosts, but it does make a genuine effort at having like an authentically emotional backbone to it, and I think it pulls it off very well. And I think the performance by Amelia Eve helps with that. And then by the ending, I think there's an emotional payoff that succeeds, in my opinion. In terms of like the scares and stuff, I think it works. Again, it's an Insidious film. I think most of these films, they're the kind of horror films that you expect to have a bit of oh, that's a jump, oh, that's a scare. And the film does that. I think the film, it's interesting. The film always almost like leans into being like, it sets up a genuinely like creepy or scary moment, and then it goes, oh, boo! And I think it works. It's fun. It's a fun one. And I have fun with that because, again, it's a film that knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to be an elevated horror film. It's not trying to be bigger or more important than it is. It's a fun, spooky time at the cinema. That does have some heart to it. Now, do I think all the characters are very nicely developed? No. Could more be fleshed out? Yes. I think the character of the police officer, who's the boyfriend of Amelia Eve, as enjoyable as he is and as charming as the actor is in this role, there's nothing to him. There's not much to him. Same thing with the tattoo artist who plays the real world voice for Elise. She's fine. I think they're dangerously close to being a bit cringy with her character. Like, all right, feeling a bit too cool for your bridges here, kind of thing. But she's fine. Again, not in it loads. I think the daughter, the actress who plays the daughter in this film, is very good. Again, a fun child performance. I like the look of this film, in obviously because a lot of with the haunted house stuff, it's very easy to just have a family. Like there's a mother and a father and siblings, you know. But it's nice to see a story about a mother raising her daughter on her own, and that's the family. And the dealing of generational trauma. There's interesting stuff, and I think like it's done very well. I think. I'll talk. Lin Shaye's great. She's always a fun spot within these films. I will say I did have a chuckle to myself when her introduction was like a Marvel hero, but it's just like an older woman with a lantern in a foggy room. Like, you gotta leave. It's fun. It's I'm here for it. She's always a shining beacon in these films. Even when the films aren't amazing, she's always very entertaining in them. Yeah. And I like the lore building in this film. I like attaching itself with the lore, like build on the fact of like, well, how are these characters even connected? How is this even an Insidious film if we're not following the Warrens? Is it the Warrens? No, that's fucking Conjuring. Oh my god, I forgot the names. Like Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne and that. But they do it well, and or if we're not solely following Elise and all that, like Lin Shaye and everything. But they do a good job in the sense like, oh no, it's like she's got the shining or whatever they call it in these films. How she can go into the further, but she has the ability to bring things back. And that's a really interesting concept. Like, she can go into the further, and if she's given something in the further, she can wake up holding that thing. That's fun. I enjoy that. The villain in the film, like, the film has a cult aspect to it, which I usually have. It's incredibly hit or incredibly miss for me with cult subplots in horror films. I'm looking right at you, Return to Silent Hill. You can burn in hell. But luckily, with Out of the Further, this film's cult plot I enjoy. It makes sense. I think the spooky old people are appropriately spooky entities and everything. I think just overall, like, and again, the film, it's kind of like the best length it can be. I just think like it's all kind of a bit surface level, and the scares aren't that memorable to where I feel like this would be a regular rewatch for me. Like, it's not that much of an iconically fun horror film in my point of view to be like, yeah, I'll watch that again. That was a blast. But it's a nice inclusion within the Insidious franchise. I enjoyed Amelia Eve's performance. I liked the storyline they took with this film of like handling generational trauma, and then adding it to a spooky further thing. Cinematography is cool, especially like that pillow fort backroom sequence. That was really good. I really like that from a cinematography point of view and from just a narrative point of view. It was really cool. It was it was intense, but it was also fun, spooky. Overall I enjoyed Insidious Out of the Further. It's a good enough time. I'd recommend. Especially if you like these films, it's another fun inclusion in these films. I can't say anything. I can't say anything less about it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Insidious Out of the Further. What do you guys think of the film? Comment below. Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share. Give us a subscribe to see more videos like this. Links in the description below for the Crazy Stupid Kino Instagram page, as well as my own personal Instagram page and my Letterboxd account to see what I'm doing. There's more videos here to check out. Until next time, I shall see you later.